It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back and happy Thursday. Hopefully you guys joined us for our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, but if you didn't, then you can go be a part of the replay crew. Now, I said this earlier, a huge happy birthday to Jason. Jason's an interesting character, but happy birthday nonetheless. I went out to get another mimosa, and Jason's treating himself because it is his birthday, and this is what he left me. So
okay,
cheers.
It's my birthday.
Wait, why are you on my StreamYard? I hate this.
See, I can control it too, so I can pop up whenever I want.
Oh my God. This is the most annoying thing ever. Guys, 60 in the room. Don't forget to smash that like button. Jason, let's talk about Dubai for a second. Guys, I want to ask you in the live chat, what would you rate last night's episode? I'm not going to lie. I'm sticking with it. We started recapping it. I'm going to give the whole season a chance. I talked last night on the phone with one of our favorite housewives about this whole Dubai situation. Her take was interesting, but what do you think about this season? Are you disappointed, or is it giving you what you wanted?
I'm going to say it's more interesting than, let's say, Salt Lake City season 1, like those first few episodes.
Right.
So I'm willing to give it a chance for sure. I just went into it with a bigger expectation because it is Dubai. Now, things really quickly that I do like are the production value and what they're doing with the production. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. It's new. It's very modern and kind of keeping up with, you know, the Kardashians, if I can say that. But, you know, I love Caroline Stanbury. I always have. You know, we know her. You know her. I think they're great. I'm missing the Caroline from the Ladies of London. And I think we saw a little bit of that at the end of this episode. I miss that Caroline, and I expected that. I do love Chanel. We're starting to learn them. I'm gonna say I'm not giving up on this. It's not that bad. It's just not that interesting. But remember, it's a new franchise. Potomac took forever to get into. Salt Lake took a season. So we're gonna give it a season.
We're going to give it a season. Guys, 100 in the room, smash that like button. I'm just going to bounce all over the place with this, and then I'll drop in the call-in link, and I'll pin it to the top. But we saw Nina Ali, and her husband wants to buy her a new car. She already has her Bentley, but that's not good enough, so let's get her a Rolls-Royce Phantom or Ghost. Now, one thing that we learned about Dubai is the license plate is everything. The smaller the number, the less digits, the more it costs. And some people even pay millions for their license plate, more than the car. What were your thoughts on this, and were you aware of this?
Well, listen, Phantoms, aren't there only like 5 Phantoms made at a time? Or they're very, is it Phantom or what was the one that's like really?
I feel like every Kardashian has a Phantom.
I don't even know what those are. They're so custom, it's like ridiculous. I think they bought Rolls Royce just to make a Phantom. I don't know. It's a weird conversation, but it does show kind of the culture over there and kind of how important money and that whole facade is really. Right. I mean, we got the same thing. This is another reason why I do like Dubai a little bit. They're starting to let us in a little bit about the culture. Like Caroline is explaining, Stanbury is explaining how Dubai and the UAE is catching up to the rest of the world really fast, and how things that weren't allowed last year are allowed this year. You have Nina Ali, who is showing us that, wow, it is still really all about money and things, and then you have Chanel, who knows the entire prayer at prayer time, and we're getting like a kind of good look into Dubai, and I like that, and I think we're gonna see more of it. So those are the things I like, but
KA said
Nina's not doing it for me.
Right. KA said that they're from Dubai. License plates, that's a big thing in Dubai and the rest of Emirates. Okay. You know, I thought it was interesting. I don't want to say it's insane or anything like that, because it's just something I'm not used to. I mean, over here in the United States, sometimes you get people who their license plate said, you know, the one that got away or busted or redneck, or, you know, like you get some random shit, but it's definitely not 1 digit. That's not a thing over here, at least not something that I'm aware of, but maybe I'm not in that caliber. I'm definitely not in that caliber.
I mean, you can, but yeah.
You can. But again, like Julia Edelman said, the license plate, who cares? I don't care either. Now, I
really did. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
So one of my favorite things is to watch how people live in Dubai, especially like where Nina lives. We saw a little bit about, of where Nina lives when Caroline Brooks was going to meet her realtor to find space for her spa. Um, they pointed to the building. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And if you go to Caroline Stanberry's YouTube channel, she does have a walkthrough of her current home. I know that her and Sergio are building a new home, and we'll see that on the show. But her current home, it's very interesting to see the home, how they live, where they live. So I would recommend that to everyone. That's another kind of thing I want to see. I want to see the house finished. I want to see them get married. And I think these are going to be really good storylines like coming up.
What did you think about the conversations or the conversation between Caroline and Sergio when he's saying my parents have to be grandparents, and she's like, ugh, I'm 45. And he's like, baby, it's okay. It's okay. And she's like, no, I don't necessarily.
I mean, it's okay to try, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. I mean, of course, in his culture, that's how it goes. And even Caroline was saying, if I don't have this baby, like he's gone, like that's it.
And she said on Watch What Happens Live last night that they have a baby boy on ice and she plans on carrying him.
There we go. So it works. You'll have a little Sergio Carallo running around.
Sergio Carallo. Okay. I also thought it was kind of interesting for Chanel Ayan. I feel like is a complete open book. And when she's talking about how her husband had to pay the dowry in order to marry her, and that she was originally supposed to marry her cousin, I was like, I see why Andy loves her. There are some things that I feel like you don't necessarily share, or you wouldn't think that someone would share. And she's unapologetic. She's like, this is my culture. This is where I'm from.
We were just talking about this on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap that we just did, how there are some housewives we're not seeing their complete selves. Like Crystal, if she was her authentic self, or Erica, if she was her authentic self, if they actually went there, I think we would really enjoy them a lot more. I think Crystal is yet to come. But Chanel just came out of the gates herself completely. And I really do enjoy her. I enjoyed seeing her husband and her and their reaction together. I thought that was sweet. And getting to know that backstory. Chanel is what Diana was supposed to be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She started from nothing and she built this life for herself, but she knows she's not an elitist. She's not better than everyone else. She's just a very authentic
she's
person.
likable.
She's very likable and she's relatable to a lot of things. So I really enjoy her.
I thought,
and interestingly enough, her husband went to Boise State University in Idaho, and apparently they own a restaurant in Idaho, but they spend a lot of time in Idaho as well.
Yeah, they want their kid to go to Boise State University. Now, real quick, going back to it, since we're talking about husbands, one thing that I didn't necessarily love from Bravo, and I'm sure Lisa Milan also did not love it, when she's in her office and she's talking about Mina Rowe, she just came out in an interview and talked about how after her fashion show premiered on Real Housewives of Dubai, her site crashed from so many people wanting to buy her fashion line. Her husband said that the fashion line makes about 8 figures and he's the CFO, but it seemed like he didn't necessarily have a lot of time to talk. And to be fair, Kris Jenner, she runs a lot of shit and she always has time to film and talk. So for him, it's not as important.
The way production made this look, how they made it look that Rich was so mad putting his foot down. If I don't sign it or give the stamp of approval, it doesn't happen. And that conversation went nothing like that. Although leading up to that conversation, it seemed like Rich was a little bored. He was like, yeah, we're fine. Yeah. He kept repeating, yeah.
But this was him. He's like,
Lisa says Rich doesn't prioritize Mina Rowe. And, it just, the whole conversation, if I don't sign it or stamp it, it doesn't get approved. It just wasn't as bad as they made it seem. And Rich actually was positive and says that I think we can scale this faster.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, exactly.
I like that family.
That's the thing that I don't necessarily love when Bravo does that sometimes. And we've seen it with other housewives in the past where they make the relationship with the husband look so much worse than it actually is. And then we get into it and it's almost, I guess, like the equivalent of clickbait.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like clickbait. All right. Now, there's another conversation that I want to talk about.
I hated Rich for an entire week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, why are you doing this to us?
We're like, you're an asshole, but you're really not.
But you're not. You're a great family. They're fantastic. I love watching them.
But we saw Nina Ali and her husband her husband's business partner, Bijan, was throwing a party. And at this party, all of the women were invited. And you see Caroline Stanberry show up. And Lisa kind of called her out for not showing up to the fashion show. And she's like, I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. And she's like, but are you? And she's like, I really am. And I know that you're mad. And she's like, yeah, well, kind of. And somehow the conversation goes left. Sergio's over here trying to diffuse the conversation with the other women, telling them how much he loves them. She now thinks that her husband is acting like one of them, like one of the Real Housewives. And then she looks at Lisa and she's like, well, why don't you go? Or, well, technically she said it to Sergio. Why don't you let her suck your? And I was like, what? But Lisa wasn't even fixated on that.
I think Caroline was looking for some backup here. But what I really think it came down to here in this situation is it is a lot of miscommunication. And I did say this the very first recap, Adam, the very first recap we did. I feel like Chanel and Caroline are going to be best friends by the end of the season.
I can see that too.
And I can see it because I feel like, I don't know if it's they want to win, each other's approval or what it is, but I feel like there was a miscommunication. And I feel like it takes a second to break the barrier with Caroline, because as she told Nina last week, I'm not up for small chat. I don't open myself up very easily and very fast to people. So I understand that. And that whereas Chanel is an open book and just wants to come in and be your friend, that sometimes will work like magnets. It just doesn't happen.
I mean, we have Brown Art who said, was Caroline maybe drunk? That was so random. LOL. I think we're talking about this last night. I think she was a little bit tipsy when she made that statement because she got up and walked away. She was very like, Sergio has a lot.
But I don't think Sergio was trying to be a them. Like, I don't think he was trying to like jump into being a housewife or anything. I think that's just his personality. And, he goes in with kind of an open, and he's very open like Chanel. So they were able to communicate very well. Whereas Caroline doesn't go in with that open, which I understand. I understand
when Lisa clapped back and said, girl, you don't want me to go home and suck his, because if I do, then you're never getting him back. I was like, this conversation is getting so bad for everyone. And Sergio really just does seem like a nice guy. He seems like he wants to keep the peace. We know Caroline isn't necessarily that same kind of person. She's not here for small talk. She doesn't want to be around people she doesn't like. She doesn't want to sit here and fix problems that she feels like she doesn't have that you have. And she doesn't need to play nice with everyone. That's not who Caroline Stanberry is. But Sergio is like, I can find the good in all of you. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I wonder though if Caroline really likes Lisa. And the only reason I say this is Caroline she's very affluent where she comes from. She comes from, a family who's very well off. She used to, rub arms with the royals. But I feel like she just didn't want to go to the fashion show. I don't even think that had anything to do with Chanel.
Right.
I think she was just like, I just really don't want to do that. And she is planning her wedding. They're still in their like phase of getting the wedding. Like, I can only think of, Adam, when you and I got together at the very beginning, it didn't matter what people invited us to do or what we wanted to do. We just didn't want to go because we just wanted to be with each other. They're getting married. They love spending time together, Sergio and Caroline. And I just thought she probably just didn't want to go.
But I can see what's already happening. And this is why it's getting me more interested. But I feel like the first 4 episodes have it's taken a minute. It's like a slow start, but I can see what's about to happen because we see in next week's episode where Chanel is showing up to Caroline's house. Now Chanel's making good with Caroline Stanberry, but now because she's making good with her and Lisa took Chanel's side, Lisa's going to be on the outs with Caroline. That's exactly what we're
very interesting how that quickly turns around. This is Housewives after all. However, I do have to say, what's really interesting is Caroline has repeatedly said that she didn't want to get married.
Right.
That, she didn't really want to have a baby and stuff. So she's obviously in love with Sergio. And we know that for a fact because, they were together long before this even came about. But I forgot that Caroline is Jewish and Sergio is Catholic. And that's why they're having a traditional wedding. And my grandparents my grandfather was Jewish and my grandmother was Catholic, and it's a very similar situation. So it's so interesting to me, and I just want to see the wedding now, and I want to know more about how that came to be and how they're living in Dubai, and I hope we get to see more of that.
That
makes sense.
also when it comes to that conversation about like she's saying before a year ago you couldn't live in the same house with someone that you weren't married to, and like things are changing so fast. I think that's why it was important to have a show like this in Dubai, where there are things like that people don't, you know, necessarily love watching Dubai because of like the homophobia and some of the rights and the rules and the laws and the Burj Khalifa built on slavery. And I get everyone's concerns, but if they are changing so fast and maybe bringing the housewives onto Bravo and having like this like kind of show that goes global, I think that it would be, I mean, it might be beneficial. And I'm interested to see how much it changes over time.
I just hope the show changes for the viewers, because I'm not worried about how the show is going to change Dubai, because 85% of Dubai are expats, you know, and it seems like their cultures and how they integrate into Dubai's culture is what's going to push and change Dubai, not the Real Housewives of Dubai. Right. I feel like the culture is changing because they have so many foreigners living in Dubai, and that's what makes it so, you know, what Dubai is.
Okay. All right. Before I start bringing up callers, is there anything that I was missing in there?
Not really. Just we got to see a little bit about Caroline Brooks. We know that she spends. Yeah, her spa. These are things, you know, this is the thing that I've complained about before. Oh, we did miss a few things. Sorry. I'll go back to that in a second. But I like to see women who have built their own business and who run their business. And I want to see Caroline, and I want to see her build this. I want to go along with her. Like I want to go along with Sergio and Caroline building their house and getting married. Like, I'm so interested in Sarah Al-Madani. I think she's a standout star, and I think we've only gotten to touch the surface of her, and I cannot wait to see more of her. This is what I want to talk about right here. She doesn't drink, which is so interesting. No, that's not what I want to talk about. This one.
I hate that.
Are you excited? Are you excited for this? Because honestly, I don't think this is going to help make or break Dubai at all. It's probably, you know how Bravo is, production building this right before Ultimate Girls Trip is about to premiere tonight. Next week, we're going to see Phaedra Parks on Dubai, and it's probably just going to be like a 5-minute sit-down lunch. Like, I don't think it's going to be anything prolific.
No. It's definitely not going to be. But also, again, we saw Phaedra talking to Michael Rappaport on the Wendy Williams show. She's like, I have a CMOS business. I have an electric business of some kind, you know, something like that. But I have business in Dubai, so I'm actually thinking about buying a house over there. I do agree. I don't want Phaedra on the Real Housewives of Dubai.
I would not want to see. To be honest, there are more interesting people. You know, when originally this show was announced, I did do kind of a deep dive, and before the cast was announced, on people who I thought would be interesting. A lot of them I think might become friends of, but there are so many interesting women and business women in Dubai already. We need to stop overproducing housewives, especially the ones in Dubai, and really find. I just don't think anyone wants to do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem. You have these very successful people living in Dubai. You have these successful women with amazing lives that they just like, why would I touch that show?
Right. No, I mean, listen, I get it. And we've talked to housewives before in the past where a lot of them, you know, they'll talk about the fact that they don't necessarily want to go on. They have friends who don't want to come on the show because their husbands or their business partners, they have great lives. They don't want to televise it. Not everyone wants to be a housewife, contrary to what people think. But all right. I'm excited also to see Caroline Spa. I think that is really exciting. The $25,000 a month rent scares the shit out of me, but I don't have Caroline Brooks money, so maybe that's why it scares me. Should we bring up some callers?
Let's bring up some callers.
Okay. These two fight like cats and dogs. It's great.
Hi, Joe.
Hi,
Hi. We're good. We made up, I think.
Yeah.
Joe,
you can't make up. You got to keep us. You got to keep us hanging like Bravo does.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some things going on.
Yeah, we gotta keep it hanging low like an anchor.
I mean, we got some things. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Krista, are you enjoying Dubai right now, or are you like sleeping on it?
I'm sleeping on it. I'm trying, and I promised Erin that I would watch the entire episode last night, but I couldn't.
Yeah,
but
Krista, she does the same thing for you for Southern Charm, so you know.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if she absolutely. I don't know if I need receipts on that. I don't know if she actually did watch it. But we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
I'm watching it. I love Caroline. I'm obsessed with Sergio. Like I've been the relationship, and I'm obsessed with Jason drinking right now.
Oh yeah, he drank all of it.
No, it's like making me really happy. It's making me good. But no, I'm here for the drama, not the other stuff, like all the other political stuff that they want to bring into it. Like I'm here for like the good, I don't want to say good, like our old OC drama where like, you throw wine in somebody's face and then you're mad for like a year and then, or, like it just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. And maybe we just got too excited at first. Cause I feel like I kind of do that a lot. And then it just like, it gets so hyped up and then it kind of not disappoints, but I also think watching Beverly Hills the same night too it's like you have all this you're all like emotional with Beverly Hills and then Dubai comes on and you're kind of like still reeling from Beverly Hills. Well, I am.
It's
anyway.
hard to get into. I agree with that. It's really hard to get into after going through that whole. God, every week with Beverly Hills, it's just like it's raining, and then you have to like get ready and watch Dubai. I wish Dubai had its own night.
Yes, it needs its own night. It does because I still, I can't stop thinking about what just happened. Like, I'm still obsessed about me flipping it because I actually went on Insta Live last night and did like live commentary watching Beverly Hills, and I think, I mean, as far as I know, I'm not banned or anything. I didn't get any bans or anything because I did curse. But I realized that, like, honestly, it's probably not a good idea for me to watch both of them in the same night because I'll never be able to get into Dubai because I'm still really
right. But what night would you put Dubai in? Because obviously they're gonna slide
Tuesdays.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're missing Jersey. What's coming up on a Tuesday though?
That's
they're about to overload us with Below Deck on Mondays with both Down Under and Med.
Unless they're gonna do one Below Deck on a Monday and then the other Below Deck on a Tuesday. Unless they're gonna do back to back.
They're both. I think they're doing back to back. They're gonna do
one
before the other. Yeah.
I mean, I get, why they put Beverly Hills and Dubai back to back was because they were really hoping, knowing that Beverly Hills brings in the ratings, that those ratings would translate into Dubai. So I get it as a business decision, but I do also agree, like 2 housewife shows in the same night. We have Atlanta on Sunday. We have Below Deck on Monday. We could have put Dubai on Tuesday. Wednesday, we could have done Beverly Hills. Thursday, we can have Southern Charm. Call it a day.
Southern Charm.
I mean, honestly,
what is coming out? Ultimate Girls Trip.
Vanderpump.
Yeah.
Oh,
right. But I also think, because I think on the very first episode, I think I may have told Adam and Jason this. Like I literally slept on that episode, but I think it was a matter of just readjusting expectations with the show. Like I now enjoy it.
Lower expectations.
I don't really expect the show to be at a 10. Like every single like episode, like there are going to be some episodes that are not going to be as spicy as
ebbs and flows, like it has to.
So
it would have made so much sense. Like why didn't they replace Jersey? I get at first why they didn't, they thought, but since when do we need?
I mean, Jersey can hold a Tuesday night by itself. You could put Jersey on any night and it would hold its ratings by itself, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what night you put Jersey on.
I always look forward to like whatever they're going to replace that night with. You know what I mean? Like, so things that like Dubai. I mean, I lost my train of thought anyway about that one. Oh yeah, well, I was confused on what I understand. Like, but like, what? Since when do we need another franchise to pull into another franchise? Like everybody always gets excited about a new franchise.
Well, you do need it for a brand spanking new franchise. Like. Because it's its first season. So
we had Atlanta. Didn't we have Atlanta lead us into Salt Lake? Or am I mistaken?
No. So I would say Salt Lake was by itself. Salt Lake premiered on Sunday.
Because I think wasn't Salt Lake on a Sunday?
Yeah, it was
Salt Lake was on a Sunday.
Yeah,
but I believe
it was a Real Housewives.
But it was at 9. The first season was at 9 p.m.
Speaking of which, I wanted to say something really quick because Dubai, like they need to get better in order for us to really be interested in these recaps.
Right.
But guys, smash that like button. We know that Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3 has officially been casted, and I Like, we know who the cast is.
We kind of it's not official, is it? Because I think
to say cast. I apologize.
yeah, they've been cast, but I don't know if it's actually the confirmed final cast because some people at NBC, Andy Cohen, were not happy with the cast.
Right.
Is this the one they're calling the Ex-Wives Club?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, for season 3 too, we know the only thing that's confirmed is that they're going to Thailand, and I'm not going to ruin the cast for anyone, but I just want to say really quick, I was talking to someone yesterday from Bravo, and the dream cast for me, and I think that Bravo's just like messing up all kinds of casting with Orange County, with a lot of the franchises. I think it's a little bit like BS, but Ultimate Girls Trip, they should have brought in Marlo Hampton, Sheree Whitfield, Mary Cosby, Jen Shaw, Lisa Rinna, Erica Girardi, and Sonia Morgan. Boom.
Gold.
Boom. Yes.
Gold.
After they're done their franchises. After.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
would've been
God.
gold.
Put them
I mean,
on
you
the
guys are going to
island
be very
together.
disappointed with the season 3 cast. It's like they're
But
trying to.
I think they're about to turn it around, but they don't have a lot of time to turn around some of the cast. But the casting was very weak.
It's
Then
so
they could
weird.
have Jackson Brittany.
No.
Then they give Jackson Brittany can show up to that
Jackson
island.
and Brittany are just going to Florida or Kentucky. We
Listen,
don't care about them.
But no, I just want them to show up. Well, yeah, why would I want him to show up? The cast of characters, like that would just be great. Like put them all on the island together, but then let me be there too. Like let us be there too. Could you imagine all this on an island?
You control them on an island?
Yeah.
Because Jax Taylor refuses to speak to me, and I want that dude.
It's okay. He doesn't like me either, Krista. Don't worry. All
I
right.
just need to answer one question. Why is he the number one guy in the group? That's all I want to know.
He doesn't mind me, but that's
Yeah, he doesn't mind Jason, but who cares?
No, he can believe he's the number one guy.
No,
but
why does he believe that? That's what I want to know. I want to know why he believes that.
I don't care what he believes. So
I don't care either, but I want to know.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, guys, we are already almost 30 minutes in. I know that today is Jason's birthday, so happy birthday. I have a few surprises for him. I'm going to be vlogging it. That way I can put it up for members only. It's personal. But we are going to jump off of here and wrap this up because Jason has to go get ready. He has no idea where we're going, but you guys will see it in the vlog.
Right, but Adam,
Are we going to the courthouse to get married?
No,
Oh my God.
you can
That's
wrap
such a good
people up, but you don't have to wrap everything up. You know,
Joe,
Oh my God,
good
Joe.
luck.
Always a 10. Always goes to a
Always.
10.
hey, you
That is
said
time.
it yourself.
Confused.
You said it yourself during Anchor when I watched the
I love Adam's hair.
Anchor watch that Jason does love those cockies. So
Yeah.
I do love a good cocky. I don't know if you can make a mimosa if it's technically
Can
a
you
cocky.
give Adam a
No,
mimosa, please? I love his hair right now.
I'm giving you
Oh, look, there's a little
90s.
heart sign on your forehead. with
loving
your
it.
hair.
Oh, yeah, it's a little heart. It's a
So you're
heart
giving
for
out
your
so much
birthday.
love today, Adam. We're
It
so
is a
happy.
heart.
Well, now we
Okay.
need to give love to Real Housewives of Dubai because I hope it gets better. I'm going to give it a few more episodes. If it's not getting any better than this,
This
I mean, I'll
is the
still
second
watch
week
it,
in
but
a
I just
row
don't know
that
if we can actually do.
No. It lasted a half hour and we couldn't even do that again.
But I would say this: if Carolina Stanbury said that to me, what she said to Lisa, I would say yes. When and where?
Okay.
I'm
Look,
not
I just want to watch.
what happened
Sergio,
live last night. This is the Caroline that I miss. Caroline was more Caroline Stanbury, of who I know and know from Ladies of London, who I just love seeing on Ladies of London. She was more Caroline Stanbury on Watch What Happens Live than she has been on Dubai so far. When they brought up like the videos of like all the top 5 housewives who were like ruined their places, or like they brought up New York where like Ramona was shitting on the floor, and Dallas where they were tearing the room apart. You just saw Caroline, she wouldn't associate with those people. That's the Caroline I like seeing, and that's what I want to see more of in Dubai. I just feel like maybe she's like at the level where everyone's like her in Dubai.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't know.
Trish,
I think she doesn't
thank you
know
for
how
the birthday
to.
cocky.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Trish.
Oh, hi Trish. I miss Trish.
Hi, Trish. I know I miss everybody. I miss everybody from the
No.
Spelling Tea live tour.
Are you gonna
All
tell
right.
us why you're coming to New York in a month or two? Are you allowed to say that yet?
Why? Oh, we don't know if we're coming or not. If we do come,
At some point.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll be coming at some point. It's for a fun project, but you guys will have to. No, I cannot talk about. I can talk. I'll text you or I'll message you in the DMs,
Yeah.
but I can't talk about it on here.
Yeah, but hopefully someone's coming tonight.
Oh, okay.
Joe!
Joe, Krista,
Oh my
we love
God,
you guys.
Joe.
We'll see you next time.
I freaking love him.
I can't.
I can't.
All right, guys, thank you so much. And I know that we're cutting this one a little bit short. It's because we have some birthday festivities to get to. So I'm dropping pre-records. I already recorded them this morning. There's a lot coming out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to our mods. Thank you to Trish for the amazing super chat. We appreciate you. Thank you to everyone for calling in. And if we didn't get to you, it's only because we're on a time crunch, and we love you guys. And happy birthday to Jason.
I feel like we need to ask the comments like what they thought about Dubai and where they think it's going. Like if you're part of the replay crew and you comment below, like let us know where you think it's going and what you think of the current season so far.
I like that. And
Yeah.
Norma Maldonado said, happy birthday, Jason, for your second cocky.
Oh my God. Listen, it's Florida. That's like 3 cockies. All right. So I
That's
appreciate
true.
it. Thank
That's
you, Trish.
true.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Norma. I appreciate it. And thank you, Krista.
Bye, guys. We're going to celebrate
everyone.
birthdays. Thank you, Krista. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.